Monolith has been a rocky roller coaster for many. We've seen some crazy amounts of hate or negative reactions in response to the map, but despite that, the player base was reported to be double what it was back on Legacy, and hell, even 3 times the amount of matches are being played, which is a big deal. But there's still a wide variety of reasons as to why people don't enjoy Monolith. Some people don't adjust well to change, sure, but this minority is very vocal, and vocal for a reason. But we're not here today to talk about, oh my god, Monolith, I don't like that this ability works this way now. We're talking about Monolith as a platform and what it needs to do to move forward. So I've been talking to friends and players, those competitive and casual players, whoever, to find out what it is they think about Monolith and what it needs to move forward. Some I feel are very obvious, and some perhaps not so much. To begin, let's talk about 2 of these obvious updates that I hope are made very soon. Buffing Iggy and Countess. Iggy and Scorch have been a very strange pair, building full tank and getting away with it thanks to one card known as Tainted Magic. Then Tainted's changed itself, you know, which changed Iggy and Scorch. But throughout, he's been a very interesting character and generally useful to have on the team. However, on Monolith, Iggy and Scorch are currently, and quote, worse than a minion. That quote comes from the one and only Be Certified, who was arguably the best Iggy player in the game before the character became what he is now. Naturally, Certified was exaggerating, but the obvious thing here is that, man, Iggy sucks right now. His damage is too low, it's too easy to move out of his turrets, and he just feels so misplaced and lost on Monolith. The last few characters added to the game have felt fantastic. They were designed for Monolith. Look at Quang, Bellica, you know? So that makes sense. However, Iggy just was not made for Monolith. So how do you fix a character like that? Buffing him might just make him overpowered, and I get the vibe that he needs a real rework, similar to what happened to Twin Blast. How do you think Iggy and Scott should be changed to match Monolith? Next, Countess. When I talked about Countess being weak, people have actually questioned that. Now, it's hard to discuss character power because Chimera currently is really weak compared to other jungles at high level of play. But at the same time, at lower levels of play, he's arguably the best, able to sustain and assassinate players who aren't able to react as quick with CC or just general aim, in the same way that a higher level player will instantly punish Chimera for being Chimera. And I feel the same about Countess. She's actually a fine character when she hits late game, but in the early and mid game, she feels horrible. Her early teleport and ultimate are just dreadful. You walk to the target faster than using that tiny range teleport. It's a joke. And her ultimate just doesn't feel worth the damage, especially at that first level, reminding me of how Twin Blast's ultimate wasn't worth using before his rework. Obviously, she isn't that bad compared to the old Twin, but man, she feels all wrong. Which is weird because she was designed for Monolith originally, and yet feels so stunted. Monolith feels fast and flowing, action-packed and smooth, yet Countess, she just feels so awkward and easy to punish. Ideally, I think her teleport really needs some love, like increase the range of it, rework how it works, maybe make it feel a bit faster. And the ultimate itself needs to give her something useful when she uses it, even if it's just a shield or something. Similar to Richter, the ultimate is used and it holds an enemy in place, right? But at the same time, it'll hold you in place. So if the enemy just turns around and immediately stuns her as she's ulting someone, or bursts her because she can't move, she just crumbles so fast and it's sad. And given that stuns are so strong right now, Countess is in a horrible place. Competitively, she is completely irrelevant, and that sucks. Okay, so let's move on to a couple less serious complaints that I've seen, or maybe for myself. Firstly, oh my god, please remove the fog and grain from the dusk side in jungle. Have a look at this. In the dawn side of jungle, it's clear and quite pretty. Over at dusk, there's this gross fog that hangs about the map, and it makes everything look, well, grey. Move from that jungle to the dawn base, and look how much clearer and crisp it is, but also colourful. I completely understand that it's meant to be like dawn and dusk, right? Light and dark. They want to reflect that on the map, and I love that idea, but man, does it really have to make the map straight up look worse? Come on, you can make something reflect dusk better than just grey fog. Please remove TY. Another less serious change, but holy fuck, an important one. Raptors. Why are they so loud? Oh my god, they're so loud.
What? You trying to say something? I can't hear you because of the fucking raptors.
I don't need to explain this one, I hope, but hey, sure, let's do it. It's really irritating. I can guess that it's meant to make it easier to tell if raptors are currently under attack by the enemy, in the same way that you can hear Prime under attack if you're nearby. It's a big objective, and it's worth a lot of CP, and so it should be something to fight over, and obviously they want it to be something you want to fight over. But there has to be another way. I've tried casting recently, and even as the flying camera or using the player's perspective, they're so hideously loud, you actually have to shout over them, and that's a problem. Not to mention, if you're tanking them, you're the guy getting hit by these bastards, your screen goes red all over and shakes the hell out of it. It's alright if it's just one raptor attacking you, but all three at once, it's fucking crazy. The effects really need to be toned down, and then we're all good on raptors, but the question is this intentional? Could be, and I hope not though. Back to a serious one. It's gold buff. I originally played Monolith back in August at Epic HQ. It was a really alpha version. Back then, gold buff was actually in a completely different place and was worth a lot more. It was crazy overpowered actually. You'd grab it and then boom, CP will be coming from every direction. Since then, they've nerfed it to make it less broken and overpowered, but the time that the buff lasts and the amount of CP increase you actually get aren't really worth it. Gold buff has a large health pool, which means it takes quite a while to kill and is risky if the enemy attack you at the same time. Okay, fair enough, but why is the payoff so little for such a risk? I'm hoping that it sees a buff of some kind, but I can understand their worry to do so. It's the type of thing that you could easily overbuff and then leave it overpowered, but it's not good enough in its current state, and it really needs that change. How would you do it? Keep the values the same and let the buff last longer, or maybe you increase the CP you get, but maybe lower the duration? On to another big important one, it's health. Health took a huge hit in Monolith. Keeping it straightforward, health token used to give you 100 health, but now it gives you half of that at 50. All health upgrades were nerfed in this way, like half. Time to kill is super fast currently in Monolith, which leads to bursts being rewarded and building health having less and less effect. Building armor actually feels much more useful, which is great. You can stop that carry from beating the hell out of you or counter their caster-filled team, but health just doesn't make that same impact. But it's intentional though, right? Because they want Monolith to feel action-packed and fun, and they actually achieved that. But we're looking at tanks specifically. They don't really feel that tanky at all. Tanks show up, they initiate, they start that fight, and then get crushed in response, which then allows the casters of both teams and the supports or carries to decide the following fight, which is strange. Tanks don't get to really tank. I feel like a slight bump to health could really help this, but maybe avoid going overboard with these buffs as well. Scale it up in a tiny way, like instead of 50 health from a health token, you get like 65 for example. And they might even be planning this already. Rate to shortcut, use a buff. Oh cool, there's a buff. Oh no. He needs more than that, he needs another buff. Oh, there's a buff. Nope, still needs another buff guys. Stuns are pretty crazy right now. 2 full seconds in one stun from a Decker or a Rampage, and Bellica stun too. 2 seconds of being unable to move is almost certain death in Monolith given the time it takes to kill. I both hate and love it. Do you think that they could use toning down though? My friend Blood Mordius thinks that they should be around 1.5 second stuns, which might make that impact needed. But right now, man, you stun someone, they can just straight up die because of it. And finally, our last one, tower damage. It's so tiny. It's sad to see how easy it is to tower dive currently. I'm not saying they need to make towers kill minions faster, but I just can't stand the way that almost everyone can walk onto towers and not even be worried at all. And this is the biggest thing I had when I asked on Twitter, what should Monolith see change? Everyone, or at least the majority, were like, towers, you can dive them so easily and it's bullshit. I mean, Rampage laughs it off more than ever. It used to be that when you would dive a tower, like a tier 2 tower or an inhib, and the previous tower was still alive, there would be this huge damage increase where it would really punish the person diving that, which I thought was a great thing. But recently, that was removed completely, leading to even more tower diving, which promotes Deathball, where you group up and push. Which works in other MOBAs, but only when you have the right composition, the right heroes, and timing, and also you're building the right items too. And it's risky because if the enemy team realizes what you're doing, they can punish it really hard too. But currently, in this state of Paragon, the state of the game, everyone can do it. Doesn't matter what character you is, doesn't matter what items you're building. It's no big deal, just tower dive. I really hope that sees a change. And there we have it, the major points I wanted to discuss about Monolith and what I hope to see changes on in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think though, and of course, anything you find to be an issue on Monolith, let me know. I know this is kind of a like negative style video, but I don't want it to come across that way. This is more feedback, and because of the platform, the base that Monolith has provided compared to Legacy, I think it is way easier and way better for them to move forward with their updates that hopefully will come after this Christmas break. And I wanted to make a video that might be something that they could use to help move forward. I fucking love Paragon and I'm really enjoying Monolith. These are just some things that I hope are changed soon. Thanks for watching and listening. I will see you guys next time.